Well, we got two purple cables here.
Yeah, no. If I had known you were here, I would have grabbed an orange or a green.
I'm sorry. You alright?
Hold on one.
You guys are having a day, we're having a day.
Just give us a second.
Is it working? How's your pop doing?
Good.
Tell him I said hello.
Yeah, just fell short. Oh, wait a second. It's on the wrong side.
Oh, it's the wrong side. That's why.
There we go.
From the warmest area?
Leg collapse there.
Good. Oh, I know. Thanks for the moral support.
Thank you. Good?
I'm good.
Thank you. Good.
Yeah.
There we go.
That helps. All right, good morning. My name's Mike Trail. I'm the Chief of Police here in Lansdale Borough. Before we go into the details, I do want to acknowledge that two young members of our community were involved in this car crash, and right now they're listed in critical condition in area hospitals being treated. So I definitely want to acknowledge that first. About 2:50 in the morning, Lansdale Police Department received a report of a vehicle into a rail car here in the 100 block of South Broad Street, Lansdale Borough. Officers responding found the vehicle, a white Chevy pickup truck, had collided with a tank car. Two individuals were inside that pickup truck. They were extricated by the Fairmount Fire Department, and then they were transported to area hospitals by VMSC, the ambulance squad. Our preliminary investigation right now has determined that the vehicle failed to yield to the red signal at the intersection of Main and Broad, and failed to yield to the train crossing. Obviously, they went around the arm that was down, and then subsequently struck the train. Upon impact, one of the rail cars, one of the trucks or wheels as they call it, on one of the rail cars, a tanker car, came off the track, and there was a partial derailment. Working with our partners from SEPTA and the Pennsylvania Northeastern Railroad, we have righted that truck. It is now back on the track, so there is no longer a derailed situation. We're in the process of removing the vehicle from the scene, as you can see behind me right now, and we hope to have traffic restored and the roadway open within the next few hours. We've been assisted today with our partners with SEPTA, Pennsylvania Northeastern Railroad, Lansdale Borough, Montgomery County Major Crimes Detective Bureau, and our Emergency Management Coordinator here for Lansdale Borough. At this time, I don't have any further information on more details related to the accident. As I did indicate when I led off with the press conference, right now we have two young persons from our community who are in very critical condition, and our thoughts and prayers with them and their families. We will continue to monitor this investigation and work for it and get you more information as it becomes available.
Chief, you said the young members of our community. Can you give us a range of how old they were?
We believe them to be 16 and 17, but I can't confirm that at this point, but that's information I have.
Were those the only occupants of the vehicle?
There were two occupants of the vehicle. Both of them were extricated and transported to area hospitals.
Males? Both males?
Both males.
As for the cars here, the train, any type of hazardous material or anything inside of them that we know?
I know that there was materials in the trains. I can't speak to that. I do have members of the Pennsylvania Northeastern Railroad on site. The important thing is there was no loss of any materials. There was no overturn or any threat to the community whatsoever. And that whole situation has been mitigated. Now the train is back. The car is actually back on the tracks. We can work to get you a full accounting of what was on the train. I just don't have it right now.
And how long do we expect the railroad to be shut down and then also the road here?
I believe within the next 2 hours we should be able to have the road open. I know SEPTA is working to help us get the rail crossing ready. We have to obviously clean the roadway. We have to make sure it's safe to return regional rail traffic to the line. I expect all that to be done within the next 2 hours.
Speed a factor at this point, or is that something you're considering?
Speed is definitely going to be a factor in the investigation. Obviously, if you were able to get footage of the truck, it definitely had a high impact collision. It was a high velocity collision. So that is something we're going to be looking at also.
And you said the car was trying to beat the train across the tracks?
I don't have any indication it was trying to beat the train, although I know all I can say is that it struck the train. The gates were down. The train had probably about 3 or 4 cars already past the actual roadway, so it almost was mid-train where it struck.
So that it wasn't ahead of the engine of the train. It was.
No, it was not. Struck mid-train.
The tracks, are they owned by SEPTA, or are there? I see 2 tracks. Is one SEPTA, one regional?
I can't speak to who owns the tracks. Obviously, they're utilized by the Pennsylvania Northeastern Railroad and SEPTA. The actual legal ownership, I don't know anything about that.
But SEPTA's rail is closed for now.
Correct. The Regional Rail 5 is shut down, I believe, between Glenside and somewhere north of the Lansdale, maybe Colmar.
And is that due to debris on the tracks, or are the tracks damaged at all? Or?
No, the tracks aren't damaged. We just can't have commuter rail occupying the same track space as this freight car at this time.
But you said that derailment, that it's no longer an issue, that the wheel's back on the...
Correct. That train's been righted, so.
Do you know how fast the train was going at the time?
I don't know. That'll all be part of the investigation. Generally, what freight trains in town usually operate between 10 and 15 miles an hour.
And how was the engineer or driver, how were they alerted to this? Did they attempt to stop the train?
Yes, there was an indication on the brake lines of the trains that they were able to determine that something had happened, which stopped the train.
Are there skid marks or anything on the road indicating maybe the pickup truck tried to brake at some point?
Yeah, we're still working on that part of the investigation. You'll actually see some guys out there measuring, so that may be what they're looking for on the roadway right now.
And is there any, are you able to speak about why the vehicle was?
At this time, we don't have any information as to why. That's going to be the great puzzling question. We hope to get some information sooner. Once we do that, we'll do an updated press release, obviously via mail. Guys, thanks, folks. I appreciate it. Thanks for your time today, all right?
Thank you.
We just don't.
Know where I am. Thank you guys.
I think one of the legs went out. So.
It's like I felt it hit.
Yeah, are you alright? You alright?
Yeah.
Just gonna need it.
I think we're hearing the same thing. I just can't.
I can get through this today.
We're at this point, no, that would be released, obviously.
Way to start the day. Coming early.
It's just rushing,
I should have just
you know.
said nope. I'm not. Nope, not starting
Use
early.
your power production to figure out. But thanks, guys. I appreciate it, all right?
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
So he said any other updates are going to be via email. Okay.
Some people are texting me questions now to ask. They got me one, but then now they're sending others. I'm like, done.
Well, thanks for the
Oh, yeah.
voicemail.